Welcome to another episode of the Carpe Fide podcast, where if the shoe fits, you wear it.
And if the truth hurts, you bear it.
I am Justin Gruber.
And I am Jesse Gruber.
And today we hope you will seize the faith. Welcome to episode 147 of the Carpe Fide podcast, everybody. How you doing tonight, Jesse?
I am back, and I am doing...
That's right, baby. He's back.
I'm doing okay. Feels good to be
Okay.
back in the hot seat here.
Yeah, we missed you. We missed you last week. I was glad for Nathan and Pops filling in. Hopefully that content edified you, dear Christian. And
Yeah, that was a banger.
Question.
Y'all need to go back and listen to that if you did.
Stuff out. Say again?
Oh, I was just saying that everyone should go back and listen to that if they haven't, because it was good.
Yes, we would love for you to kick any comments or questions or thoughts you had back and forth with us. We'd love to dialogue about that. We talked about a little bit about marriage, the church, and the word divorce, the D word. So love to get your feedback on that episode. But tonight we're going to talk about Columbia University and how World War II continues on.
Yay!
We're going to go far away and in history, so both literally in space and time, and we're going to end pretty much at mine and Jesse's back doors here in South Jersey. Is that right? Did I paint that picture?
Oh, that's right. We are going to... I don't know what I was going to say. Yes, we're doing exactly that. That's the plan.
we used to have, I don't even know if you remember it, Jesse, because it was really mostly my toy when I was a little kid, but it was a Texas Instruments. All right, like they make the calculators.
Oh, yeah.
They make all these learning tools, right?
Yeah, man.
And it was a headset called the Voyager, and it had different cartridges you could stick in one side, and then it had like a microphone where you could give it simple one-word answers, and it would follow the prompt, and it would take you to different stories and history. And it would say, "Are you ready to go back in time?"
Oh, dude, you can buy it still.
No way. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The Voyager has several different voices. Would you like me to change my voice?
Would you like me to sound like this? Yeah, man.
Remember the scary one? Remember the scary one? Would you like me to sound like this? Woo! Ghost. All right, this is not good for audio. I apologize, podcast listener. Anyway, check out the Voyager. It can't be that expensive. How expensive is it, Jesse? You found it?
It says, I don't know. It wants me to sign in to see what it's worth.
I
think you can get it on eBay.
Oh yeah, definitely get on eBay. This is like, I might, you know what? I'm probably gonna go one time. You're gonna show up and watch the video, and I'm going to be wearing the Texas Instruments Voyager just for fun.
Oh my gosh, $84.99, man.
You know what? One day you will never see me.
That's
$85 for a nostalgia toy,
bro. They're selling the Journey Across the United States cartridge, just the cartridge, for $280.
Oh no!
But I mean, how else can you get that much history piped into
seriously
your ear holes?
And it's not even unedited because it came out in like 1992.
Yeah, man, it's back when history was still history.
Wow! All right, that was a throwback. But I am going to take you back.
The space one's only $11.
I am going to take you back in time.
Yes, please do that before
we are going to
it's completely off the rails. We have to restart.
We're going to go from Germany and Russia to New York, to our backyard, to a town called Elmer in New Jersey. Yeah. So starting back in time in Russia on April 16th, 1917. That is the date that Vladimir Lenin arrived by armored, protected rail car in Russia, thus ending his exile from Russia and returning, essentially starting the Bolshevik Revolution, overthrowing the Tsar, and ushering in what became to be known as communism. That date, well, I guess that the important part of that is, how did he get there? He was sent by Germany on armored rail car, protected by the German army, to arrive in Russia. It's probably the most devastating ammunition round ever fired in the history of the world. Because by shipping him out intentionally back to Russia, they planted the seeds that grew into the communist terror. And that moment is still being felt to this very day. Simultaneously in Germany from World War II. Now, I know the Nazis lost the war. Simultaneously, though, as they're rising to power and Adolf Hitler takes office, the Socialist Party, the National Socialist Party, the Nazis, in their fascism, forced out a lot of the intellectuals, including other intellectual fascists. Ironically, turns out two fascists don't get along because, fascism. When
Right, yeah.
fascism,
There's only
when
room for one
fascist,
fascist at a time.
fascist gonna fascist. So
Right, yeah.
that's just anyway, simultaneously to the west, right? So to the east, they fire off the shot of Vladimir Lenin back into Russia. To the west, the Frankfurt School is fired off and it arrives at Columbia University. Now, we've talked about the Frankfurt School before, but it's been so long. Did we even find the episode, Jesse? We were digging.
Let's see. We can probably talk about episode 61, which is called Tea Time with Karl Marx.
100%.
We probably referenced it in episode number 5. Oh, wait. Was it number 5? No God, No Freedom? No.
No, one of my favorites, though.
That is a really good one. Hold on. What was the other one that we said? It was Take the Language, Take the World.
Yes, probably mentioned it there because, of course, but we talked about it. I think in Tea Time with Karl Marx, we talked about it a lot. But the Frankfurt School essentially came up with critical theory. So as we talked about critical theory, and it's basically assertion into our culture. Now we almost can't get around it. That idea was literally the whole framework of the Frankfurt School. It was their whole reason. Now the funny part is both Lenin in communism was simply enacting Marxism in a different way, just like the Frankfurt School in critical theory was trying to enact Marxism in a different way. So really it all stems from Karl Marx. Nonetheless, as Lenin's being fired off into Russia, the Frankfurt School being kicked out, essentially forced out, finds an invitation to settle. Mind you, they were welcomed into Columbia University in New York. Columbia University became the home for the Frankfurt School. Now, the Frankfurt School would then eventually start a formal Frankfurt School in Germany after World War II, I think 1958, so significantly after. But that didn't. They then had two. They split their kind of founding faculty members. The seed, and again, just to clarify, none of this is questionable. This isn't my interpretation. Their theses papers all were about critical theory.
Yeah, we stick to real history. We don't have enough time or imagination to revise it. So,
I mean, I can literally, if you give me half a second, I can probably tell you the first paper. Nobody needs to wait for me to find things. Well, I have a lot of things pulled up on the Frankfurt School, but like the first paper they wrote was it was like philosophy and critical theory. It was like their whole deal. Never should have mentioned that. I would find it. That was my mistake.
Yeah, no.
Traditional. It's called Traditional and Critical Theory, written in 1937 by Horkheimer. Horkheimer was one of the founding members. That was literally the title that kicked off their train of thinking. Anyway, critical theory embedded in Frankfurt School, settling in Columbia University with open arms, is exactly what it is today. It's the same concept. Their basic premise was to create a way to, just like a dialectical method, just like going all the way back to, Plato and Socrates, where essentially they would take the opposing arguments against whatever the cultural hegemony was, whatever the cultural power ideas were. They would take the opposing arguments to them because the cultural hegemony was a problem and it must be torn down, which is the Bolshevik Revolution, which is Marxism. It's the same idea. It's people all just repackaging the same idea from Marxism. And in critical theory, each one essentially seeks to take one of these oppressed groups and overthrow the oppressor. And so the division created leads to all of these different oppressed groups. Now we know this. We've talked about critical theory for like ad nauseum. It feels like it infested our culture, and we just kept talking about it and showing how stupid it was over and over and over again. But it doesn't matter because it won't go away, because their whole argumentation process is to say that these are the right arguments. And when you bring a clear logical argument against critical theory, they simply look at you and say, you're part of the cultural hegemony. That makes you evil. Therefore, your argument is evil. I'm right. That's the whole
And as
process.
and as we'll see in a little bit, they think we probably should die. So
Yeah, no, that's the yeah, and that is literally the whole process of critical theory. Now, when you look at the raw numbers, World War II itself, it's hard to. We're talking about estimating numbers that are almost impossible to get an accurate count on, but somewhere between 70 and 85 million people are estimated to have died from World War II, either directly or in ancillary ways. It's a massive number. But 6 years ago, we had the 100th year anniversary. Is that right? 6 years ago, we had the 100th year anniversary of communism's beginning. And when you trace the history of communism and its different forms and as it spread and grew, the estimated number of deaths from communism, which again is directly related to the armored train that left Germany and the greatest mass weapon of all time, was sent to Russia and began communism and Vladimir Lenin. The estimate over 100 million people have died from communism and its practices. I mean, the number is it's so much. Like when we're talking these huge numbers, they're just huge, but it's still that much more huge. You're talking 15 to 30 million people more, right? That war that was World War II it's still going on because these ideas have consequences. And at the end of the day, that's really what this is about. It's about the idea that the fact that ideas have consequences, and the things that we allow to take root and we feed, those ideas can lead to death. It's the structure of sin. These ideas are based on humanism and man's glory, and they lead to death, a lot of death all over the place.
yeah. Well, that's why we really need to really understand a verse like Colossians 2:8, right? That's the see to it that no one takes you captive through vain philosophy and empty deception. Like when we're talking about a bullet being fired east into Russia, we're talking about a philosophical and ideological bullet. And we as Christians need to be the bulwark against that, which is why we talk about it so much, which is why, you've got guys like Owen Strachan and Neil Shenvi and all of these guys. Yeah, I mean, Vody. I mean, everybody has been putting forth, the G3 guys. They've all been putting forth many words and many pages to combat this because we must. The church is the lone bulwark against critical theory. It is the lone bulwark against these vain and empty philosophies, and we need to steel our minds to not be swayed by these things. Which is why it's so important to talk to. We don't want that 100 million number to continue to climb. That's just an affront to the image, to God, really, by just sacrificing his image bearers for the sake of a truly satanic and empty philosophy there. So that's why we're talking about it. That's why it's important.
Yep. And the church is a lone bulwark, and I mean lone bulwark in the way that it sounds. Like there is only one bulwark against these types of man-made, man-centered lies, and that is the truth, Jesus Christ, the way, the truth,
of God.
life.
Yes.
Like there is no other way to hold to truth apart from God, the objective standard of the one true God. And when you contrast that, the best argumentations against these philosophies are not man's rational ones, they're God's rational ones, right? All truth is God's truth, and when it is true, it is best when it finds its fulfillment in God, where he has given it. And so identifying that is important, because I've taken you so far back into history for us especially in a world that lives like minute to minute news cycles. Like this is a long time ago.
Yeah, remember the Afghanistan pullout? Remember that?
Oh gosh, that was,
That was
you know
like
what?
that
Yeah,
was like
why
hundreds of
don't you
years ago, right?
why don't you bring something else up that makes me angry? COVID lockdowns, anything else you want to just bring up that's just obviously
Well, I mean, it just highlights the fact that we are so fickle and that news and information comes at us so much faster than it ever did in the course of human history, that
Mhm.
there's just so much to be vigilant against and for and toward.
And most
Um,
people don't even realize that Lenin was like he he didn't just live in Russia and create an uprising in Russia. He was utilized by like the Germans knew, right? The Germans knew exactly what Lenin was. They knew Lenin was a weapon. They knew his ideas would topple governments, would overthrow civilization. They knew it, and they used him as a weapon. And most people don't even realize that. They think that he was just a Russian because he was right, and sure he was. And then he was literally exiled from Russia for his ideas. He was exiled.
yeah,
Um,
don't let the communists know their purpose and mission and vision more than you do, Christian.
yes and amen.
And certainly don't let them live it out better than you do.
Yep.
So
Now that's the missile that went to the east. The missile that went to the west was the Frankfurt School. The forcing out of the I'll use intellectuals in quotes because honestly their argumentation was so it's not strong. I don't know how many times we have to undo it, but like it's like when little kids were playing with something and they think they're doing something amazing, and you as an adult you're like, oh, they're so cute. Look at they're playing. They think they're really doing something, and you ignore them. That's essentially what happened with the intellectuals to Frankfurt School. It's like, oh, that's cute. You guys are writing things. That's adorable because no
look
one
at
took
their
their
exercising free speech.
right. There's no reason to take their argument seriously. They're foolish, but they landed in Columbia University. And why that's important is because I think sometimes we look at Columbia University and we say, why is all this crazy crap? Is it just the water? And like, is it the water around? Like,
Well,
yes,
the water in New York probably isn't the best, but
yeah, I mean, maybe, but also,
that's probably better than Flint, Michigan's, though. Yikes.
but it's, yeah, the old,
Poor Flint.
wow. So, and I'm coughing because I'm thinking of the water.
You die.
Is what happens. Um, when you welcome that kind of thinking with open arms, then today in 2024, let me give you the date when it came over.
Search it up to date.
That would be 1933. Yep. 1933, soon after Hitler came to power. The
So it's like,
incident
what,
when
25-ish years after Lenin landed in Russia?
Yeah. Yep. So the
Destructive
Germans
timeline
kicked
here.
Lenin out. The Germans kicked Lenin out, right? As the socialist movement starting to begin to move forward, right? And idealism is moving forward in Germany. They kick Lenin out, which orchestrates the communist government to take power. Just all this stuff is so amazing to like map out and think through. Then we have the Frankfurt School being finally forced out as the idealism and the socialism take full hold, and the fascists are now fully in control, being forced out. They take a stay over in Geneva because, of course, and then they find their way to New York City by 1935 to join with Columbia University. That right there is a rocket fired at America that we are still reaping the whirlwind from. Like, to this day, the establishment of critical theory, the infestation of it going forward in our institutions, all of it, top to bottom, the progressive sexual revolution that is obviously everywhere. It's just mainstreamed now, right? Like businesses like can't exist without throwing up a rainbow something, blah blah blah, during
Nope.
the
It's in
whatever
our
times.
schools. It's everywhere.
It doesn't. It's everywhere. That happened because we literally imported, we brought in and it's ironic because we brought them in under the idea that we were bringing in refugees from what we imported was a cancer
Mm,
that infested our society.
mm.
So like now you can fast forward through Columbia University's history. You can start back when the Frankfurt School came there and then continue to fast forward, and you will see radical unhinged movement after radical unhinged movement spring up from Columbia University, and not just Columbia University, universities all across the country, because they started to disseminate their thought process. They taught the teachers, and then the teachers continued to teach all throughout the country. And that's exactly what happened. And so, in many ways, they grabbed hold of Antonio Gramsci's idea of taking Marxism and putting it into the robes of society. One of those being the scholars, the scholars that wear the robes at graduations and stuff. Now, when Columbia University accepted them, I don't know that they anticipated how dumb it would get, but it's dumb. It's super dumb. Like it's so
I feel
painfully
like
dumb.
I feel like they had a better idea of what they argued for. I feel like they had a better idea of what that looked like in the future for future generations than what Christians do for our mission. Just harkening back to the culture war. I like it, reading Marx and Engels. They knew exactly what they wanted, and they knew that it wouldn't happen in their lifetime. But the things, their goals that they stated are completely accomplished in our culture and in many of the Western cultures.
Well, they're not fully accomplished because in order for them to be fully accomplished, then there would be no more anybody but them. They're
Well,
not
yeah,
fully.
that's true. But they are alive and active and are actively being implemented. Certainly,
Yeah, yeah,
I think that they had a better idea of what they wanted than many Christians do. I think that's part of the problem. That's why we're here, Justin. That's why we're here. That's why we're
yeah,
trying.
absolutely. And I do want to like encourage you, dear listener. Like I do believe that there are many in the church that are beginning to realize that we must take a multi generational approach in affecting the gospel in our immediate contexts and in our larger national context and in our global context. Essentially, we're basically rebuilding the foundation that we let erode, right? Like, so all of these ideas are essentially like it's like a nice, you know, like in 1957, right? And the Chevy Bel Air comes out, this beautiful car with all these curves. It's so gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And then you take it and you park it out in a field because you forget to take care of it and you stop caring about it. And eventually it begins to rust. And that rust slowly creeps and creeps until it's eaten the whole car. That's
And then you have a
essentially what
nice setting for a nice rural Americana piece.
yeah, like a fancy picture that you put in
Yeah,
the coffee
yeah,
table.
yeah, yeah. You'd like hang it up
Yeah.
in your yeah.
Yeah. But well, that's basically what we let happen. Hollowed into Christianity. We hollowed it out until we forgot to instill in our own personal lives, and then in the lives of our husbands and wives, and in the lives of our children. We want to instill the values of God's word, all right, of God's glory alone, of God's authority. We've got to instill these things, and we got slack-jawed and lazy. And lived in a Christian-ish or Christian-like culture, and so we just like, we go to church, it's okay. But I think we are taking it back, so do stand encouraged. But that doesn't mean we're done. Thus we have much to
So
talk
much
about.
work to do.
So if that's your big history picture that brought us all the way to Columbia University, you know, circa like 1934, 1935, fast forward to, you know, 90 years later in 2024, and we have a encampment of students outside of Columbia University. This would be the Columbia University Anti-Israel Gaza Solidarity Encampment, which is a fancy way for saying broke freeloaders living outside. That's fancy. That's a fancy way to say.
It's a
broke,
fancy kind of homelessness.
broke freeloaders living outside, right? Um, but the Anti-Israel Gaza Solidarity student leader is Kamani James, and boy, oh boy, is Kamani James a unique individual with lots of color and flourish to the way that he moves and speaks and uses verbs and language and just very
Pronouns.
pronouns also.
Pronouns. Yes.
um he originally he's a junior at Columbia University, which again, the cesspool of all critical theory. Welcome to the Frankfurt School. Remember, this is where, like, we're going back in history. We can point to dates when these things started to take hold. We weren't even aware. We didn't pay attention. We didn't know. We didn't address. We sat back on our laurels in church services and in our, building our American dream stuff. And we got lazy with God's word and God's truth and speaking into culture. And this is where we're now here. Now we're here in 2024, where this junior of Columbia University, who, by the way, on campus is a spokesperson of the Columbia University Apartheid Divest Group. So this guy is like Hamas all the way, right?
I was going to say, is that like a terrorist organization or?
Free Palestine, 100%. And by the way, if Palestine was free, you can have it. I do not want free is too high of a price.
No one's paying for it, so
I do not want all that beachfront property. You can keep it. I'm good. This is not meant to be some sort of like, where do you line up on the Israel-Palestine debate? Where do you line up on the America and allies, debate? This is a discussion of, listen to this person and just like tell me how you feel. Like, you feel like this person's like got it together or incredibly unhinged. And it probably only take you about 20 seconds. Now, we're going to play a video. Now, this video came from a hearing because of a post that Mr. James made on social media. And in that post, he basically says that if a Zionist DMs him and wants to fight, that he doesn't fight for any other reason than to kill. I only fight to kill.
That is unfortunately what is on the record.
So what we're going to do is we're going to let this play a little bit. After, I just want you to know, if you see me laughing, it's because I find this absolutely hilarious. Like, it's hilarious in a sad clown way. I want to be clear. Like,
right.
Everything about this is a joke. Like, it is a absolute joke, because this person will not be committing violence. This is a soft-handed coward who lives behind a screen. That's who this person is. He surrounds himself with crowds of 1,000 other soft-handed cowards, so that he's protected by all the squishy meat in between him and the real world. That's who this person is. And so when I laugh, just know it's because I find it hard to take anyone who says they are a he, she, they. Said this seriously.
He took all of the pronouns. You can't do that.
You can't have all the pronouns. What's wrong with you?
It's just selfish.
All right, so let's hear this. And he records the hearing. You'll hear the audio of Columbia University faculty members just calling into question, what exactly did you mean when you said you would murder people?
And boy, does he explain. Boy, does he explain exactly what they meant. All right, you ready for me to play this?
Yeah, you gotta play it. We'll try to talk over it. Jesse, you pause it as needed. I fully trust you with controls.
I don't know if you should do that. Let me know when you want me to stop it. Honestly, the whole thing is anyway, you'll see. You'll listen. Hear this. So basically, if you're just listening to audio, the voice that sounds like it's coming from the computer, those are the Columbia University representatives who are investigating.
Just say it the way it should be said. The voices that sound like normal people, those are the faculty members. And the voice that sounds like a not normal person, that's Mr. James's voice.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I just wanted to. Well, it took me a second to figure it out, and I was watching the video. All right. Here we go.
My name is Sasha Wakadaway. I'm one of the associate directors in the Center for Student Success and Intervention.
I'm Kamani James. I use he, she, they pronouns. Zionists in my DM wanting to meet up and fight. I don't fight to injure or for there to be a winner or a loser. I fight to kill. See y'all in New York, January 2024.
So that's
So
specifically
proud.
what we're going to be discussing today. Do you see why that's problematic in any way?
That's a fair question.
Do
Oh
you
shoot.
think that
No.
there's a serious weight in taking someone else's life?
I think there is a serious weight in taking someone's life. And at the same time, I think that taking someone's life in certain case scenarios is necessary and better for the overall world. And so I personally have never killed anyone. Thank
I don't believe
Lord
that.
no one
Prove
has
it.
put me in that position. Though when Hitler died,
Stop taking
the
God's
world
name in vain.
rejoiced. Everyone
Pause
looks
it.
back
Pause it. You ever see that TikTok or the Instagram reel of the girl, the German girl in Germany complaining that she just can't find a good bagel in Germany?
No, I've never
You
seen
ever
that
see
one.
that one? Yeah, she's sitting there complaining like, I just don't know why I can't
Ah,
find
yes, I have
a
seen
good
that.
bagel in Germany, right?
Yes, I do recollect that now.
Yeah, it's the irony there. Here, just think of the irony of this individual. What's the first example he uses? The first example he uses is Hitler. Now,
Hitler.
who did he
his-
try to genocide again?
The Jews.
Oh gosh, like how
The people that
stupid.
he also the people that he wants to genocide as well. It's his role model.
How are you going to use him as a negative example?
When you-
Not like even getting like just putting two and two together to be like, wait a second, I hate the Jews. He hates the Jews. Am I Hitler? Like, does that not even like? I mean, just throw Hitler in as an extra pronoun for crying out loud.
he, she,
I'm
they,
sorry.
Third Reich. That's what his. Instead of like Zim and Zur, it's like Zim, Zur, Zeitgeist. Like
Everybody agreed that Hitler should die, and I also stand with Hitler. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
That the
Pick a better
Jews should
example.
die.
You could have picked anybody. Everyone agrees.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I
All
apologize.
right. You want me to keep going?
I just
All
want
right.
to point out this stupid. It's so. This is what I mean. It's so dumb.
Oh,
Like, what do you
really-
like? Read the room, dude. You don't pick the guy that we were all happy that he got killed because he was genociding the Jews. When you're over here, like, from the river to the sea.
If I
Like,
kill
this doesn't make any sense, dude.
the Jews.
All right.
Wait, it gets better because he literally says that every single Zionist should die. Ready? He keeps going.
Whatever Zionist
This guy
means.
doesn't know when
We
to
won't
quit.
even- we don't
If you
know
thought
what
Donald Trump
any-
didn't know when to quit, this guy don't know when to quit.
No, and I do want to clarify. We don't know what any of these words mean that he's using. Like, people on the internet don't even know what these words mean anymore. They use them for a bunch of different things, right? Like, so Zionist, what does it mean? For some people, Zionist means anybody that thinks the Jews can have land in Israel, like they're Zionist. Like, so it's just this broad category, right? All the way to a religious Zionist. Like, so there's so much of a broad category anymore. We don't even know what they mean when they say this. Like, what does it even mean? Anyway, but no,
Well, I mean-
don't worry. No terms will be defined in this video.
Except for his pronouns. All right, here we go.
At that time period and said that Hitler needed to die because he was exacting an immense amount of harm against the world. And so
We're
just like
totally
that,
agree.
during
Totally
the Haitian
agree.
Revolution, their Haitian slaves had to kill their masters in order to gain their independence. These were masters who were white supremacists. What is a Zionist? A white supremacist. And so let's be very clear here. I'm not saying that I'm going to go out and start killing Zionists.
But
thank
I
goodness.
definitely want to go out and start killing
Kill.
Zionists.
No, wait a second. Jesse, where is Israel? In what region of the world would we consider that? Is that like the East?
That's like a
Europe?
Middle East type.
It's like the
you know.
Middle East.
Like
So,
isn't
like,
it? like Middle East,
Would you
Mediterranean.
consider, like, do you consider that like a place, like a hotbed for like white supremacy? white supremacy.
I'm pretty sure they throw you off a roof if you're a white supremacist over there. Especially
sorry,
if you
I don't mean to laugh,
he, she, they
but like,
pronouns. You are going
I don't-
off the roof. You are going to the tower, Temple Mount, or what tower, or whatever they built on top of, that, and they are throwing you off, buddy.
the Rock of the Dome. The Rock of the Dome.
Yes, the dome rock thing.
Like,
you know?
like I just when I think Anglo-Saxon, I don't think Middle East. That's what I think.
No.
Like,
I don't think a heavy sphere of Western influence there. Yeah, no.
Like, what are
this
you
guy goes
freaking-
over there. They are inviting him upstairs because they have one intention, and
well,
that's
the like, and that's really where, honestly, people, that's where I want to get.
man.
Like, remember Frankfurt School, shot out of Germany, invited into Columbia University. Critical theory taking hold has led to the reality that there are queers for Palestine. Like, how? Like, I don't even know how to explain.
It's
this
just a
stupidity.
self-injurious movement. Like,
It's literally like what it should say is masochists for Palestine, right? Like,
yes.
please hurt, wound, kill me. I like pain. That's what that means, because these groups, just because critical theory wants to lump anybody that they want to consider, that they want to gift, right? Essentially, it's a gift. They want to gift the idea that you're an oppressed class. So you've been gifted oppressed class, therefore you're all together, because all oppressed class must be together. Except at the end of this fight, only one of the letters is going to eat all the other letters, and one of the letters that's going to be standing is not the T or the L or the G or the B. None of those letters will be standing.
No,
It'll just be the half moon letter.
Yep, the
That'll be standing. Like, this is so dumb. This person, like, he'd be like, I kill all the Zionists. I guarantee you. Just go try and help in a refugee camp in Palestine. Just go give out your first whatever you give out and say, there you go, have a good day. I'm a he, they, he, she. Just go for it. Just
give it the mines with him. To the tunnels.
Like you don't. This is so stupid. But we didn't stand up. Where was the truth? Where was the truth? Right? Like, they fought this battle. Marx died. Marx and Spurgeon are buried not far from each other. Guess who actually in their time did more? Spurgeon. Infinitely more. More. And yet I'm having to have this fight with this jackwagon right now. Are you serious? Are you kidding me?
See, it's funny only because I don't think that this person has any serious capability for violence, but the ideology itself is wicked and evil and violent. Right, like,
yeah, I mean, it's only the ideology that's trying to sterilize, a good portion of a generation. I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah. All right. Well, boy, does he have more to say.
Did we let Mr. James say some more?
What I'm
He's not going to
saying
start killing Zionists.
Is that if an individual who identifies as a Zionist threatens my physical safety in person, i.e., puts their hands on me, I am going to defend myself. And in that,
can you pause it just real quick?
That's not what he said. That's not what he said in his original post at all.
Yeah,
actually,
that's not what he said. What you did is you invited someone who said we should fight. You invited them to New York so you could kill them.
You could kill them.
I don't fight. I kill people. And I gotta tell you, with them soft hands, sweetums, I don't think you're gonna kill anything,
bro. In
like
a fight, you do not have time to put lip gloss on. Okay, that's just the.
Oh wait, if we let the video play long enough, you'll see him put lip gloss on again as he's yelling at you. He's going to yell at you for Zionism.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to point out that is it just if Zionists lay hands on you? Like, he's very specific in this. If a Zionist wants to fight me and they lay hands on me, I just don't think I'll be able to stop. Like, is it just a Zionist
wants to drag me into the tunnels? That's fair.
Is that cool? Like, that's no problem. But only the Zionists. Like, what if like one of those strong Haitians you were talking about earlier comes up and starts laying hands on you? We could do then. You could do anything. You fight to the death. Nope, just a Zionist.
Oh, just the Zionists.
I'm sorry. Let he, they, she keep talking.
Scenario, it may come to a point where I don't know when to stop.
That's what you call
Does that
doubling
make
down.
sense?
I understand.
Does
what
that
you-
make sense? Oh my gosh,
That is the
condescending.
face of an unhinged person.
I would,
Like,
if I could.
those are
I
crazy
would-
eyes. Look, I work in the ER. I know crazy eyes, man. I see them all the time, every night. Those, my friend,
Look,
are crazy eyes.
Link in the description. Watch the video. I'm just saying, watch the video.
Oh man.
I just want to be clear here. This is him publicly posting this video. So, dear
And
YouTube or wherever
defending
else,
it to this Columbia boy.
he purposefully recorded this and publicly posted it. This is not copyrighted in anything. This is publicly available. And if I was I would have given my job and my life to this world in that moment. If I was one of those professors, I would have reached my hands through the screen and I would have explained to him exactly what makes sense. That condescending, put my chin down, blink at you. Does that make sense? No, honestly, dear, it truly doesn't. Is it just Zionists do you defend yourself from? Could you answer that question? Gosh darn it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There should not be Zionists anywhere.
Okay, well that's a problem. That right there would be some form of genocide. That right there is what Hitler thought.
Just to be clear, you know what that is? Fascism. That is the definition of fascism.
You know, sometimes you live long enough
inability to allow
become the
other
villain.
ideas. The inability to allow any other ideas to exist.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right there. That's fascism. I mean, if you hate Zionists
are Nazis.
For my identity
or
as
Nazis,
a Black queer woman in New York City, obviously, if I'm on the train and I'm sexually
Zionists or
assaulted
Nazis
or harassed in some way, like I may turn around and slap somebody, right? Doing and saying that versus saying that, you know, you fight to kill. And you made a comment earlier where you stated that you may not know your own strength behind why, or you may not have the resistance to stop, right? That is kind of like what I'm taking from what you were sharing, that it could get to that point.
Okay, both of them have taken a break, everyone. So these are two Black women. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Race has nothing to do with it, but just so that we're all aware of the ethnicity
thanks.
of
You couldn't see the screen, but
I mean, she did share that she's a Black queer woman, so
she did say that, but we don't know about the other one. I don't understand why it matters that they're Black women. He does go on this, and I don't know why it matters. Like, what's he saying?
Because I think the face says it all. I think he's just unhinged. Let's keep going.
So I'm not too keen on going too, but yeah, these are two Black women in the meeting, just in case y'all couldn't tell already. But these are two Black women.
Well, they did
the
tell me.
meeting's a joke. They definitely were hoping
That
that I was
sure.
going to walk back the I fight to kill. Your initial letter from your office mentioned that this meeting will determine
Now he's back
if
on with
it
them.
needs to reach or go to a disciplinary hearing. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'll be being notified about in 24 to 48 hours.
That, and it can also be that we need additional information. All of our letters are standard, so it depends on kind of like everything that you disclosed to us and what we discussed.
Right. Okay, then. Well, thank you.
No problem.
A lot of people agree that Hitler needed to die
Stop yelling.
in order for world order to move forward and in order to establish some inkling of world peace.
Which is exactly what he's saying. He's saying the exact same thing. It's
I can't believe it. Don't you understand? We all thought Hitler had to die because he was genociding the Jews, and all I want to do is genocide the Jews.
Justin, here's what we got to do.
Stand on the issue. This crap is so. It doesn't matter where you stand on the issue. This is so stupid and ludicrous. The words coming out of this person's mouth. I'm sorry,
Justin. I have an idea. You know how he puts the lip gloss on at the end, and our viewers on YouTube will be able to see that. We should make it so that when he puts the lip gloss on, it's like he puts a Hitler mustache on. Oh my god.
How do we do that?
I
Oh my
don't
gosh,
know.
how do we do it?
We have friends. We
Oh,
have friends that could do that. All right, we'll keep going.
only there was a Kuiper Belt production.
And so, if we can agree as a society, as a collective, that some persons need to die if they have an ideology that results in the death of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. If there are people like that who exist,
Like Hitler, yes.
shouldn't they die?
Yeah.
Why would we want people who are supporters of genocide to live?
He's supporting
I'm
genocide.
confused. Zionists,
He is.
along with all white
He is
supremacists,
confused.
need to not exist because they actively kill and harm vulnerable people. They stop the world from progressing. Oh, okay. Thank you. What? Thank you. And so, be glad.
Is he? How many voices is he talking to and responding to inside of his
I
own
don't
head?
know.
Just
There's a demon. There is definitely a demon.
there's at least two or three people he was internally dialoguing with there.
I feel like, and I know he's not, but he should only be embarrassed. Like, this should bring shame. Like, if this was a traditional, like,
I hope at least his parents are embarrassed.
a traditional shame society, like this was like Japan in like the 1800s, right? Just a traditional shame, honor culture, right? This honor culture that, right? This would bring eternal shame upon his family's name, like forever and ever and ever
with you forever.
Yeah, no, like they would have sent out the samurais and the ninjas, like the one time they joined forces. The sword enemies joined forces one time.
The great Genghis Khan
To remove the blight of this upon the face. Like, what is, like, there should be shame at this, but there's not shame.
There's
right?
no
Say
shame.
that verse where the priests should have been, they should have been embarrassed, but they didn't even know how to blush.
Yes.
That's this. There should be a huge embarrassment, but he's going to keep going. Like, he doesn't even stop.
He does not stop.
Be grateful that I'm not just going out and murdering Zionists.
Zero Zionists are afraid.
Anyone in my life, and
there are no Zionists that are concerned.
That meeting was so dumb.
Here's a lip gloss.
I actually kind of hope they do kick me out because I've been needing to.
Hitler mustache, right?
To South America. Obviously, the United States would never support the murder of Netanyahu, but imagine how many lives would be saved if possibly, right? Because we all know that the replacement will probably, but philosophically speaking, the death of a maniacal genocidist like Netanyahu in Israel,
the murder of the prime minister,
would theoretically mean that many people would live.
I don't
Zionists, they don't deserve
to
live comfortably, let alone Zionists don't deserve to live. The same way we're very comfortable accepting that Nazis don't deserve to live, fascists don't deserve to live, racists don't deserve to live, Zionists, they shouldn't live in this world. If we're
does he not realize that so many of those things are exactly
if we're truly living life and living in this world in order to achieve peace, the existence of Nazis, white supremacists, Zionists, these are all the same people. The existence of them and the projects they have built, i.e. Israel,
there it is.
It's all antithetical to peace. It's all antithetical to peace. And so,
I don't get it, dude.
Yes,
you're a racist, fascist Nazi.
I feel very comfortable calling for those people to die. And with that being said, Kamani is signed out. See you in New York real soon.
The demon came out. Did you hear it? The demon came out.
I'm sorry. I never watched it all the way to the end. I didn't know it made that sound.
Do you want people to take you seriously? That's your sign off? Yo, we did not watch that last time.
Apologize, listener. Did not know that sound was coming. It doesn't make the video any less of a joke, but that was a surprise for all of us. I hope you were highly entertained.
If you were questioning his sanity before, boy, I think we should sign off our episodes that way.
Just sitting in a tissue. That was.
This is Jesse and Justin signing out.
It's like a dumb notification sound on an old cell phone.
I hope he enjoys the cartels in South America, man. I really hope.
I hope they get rid of me so that I can go down to South America. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Oh my gosh, I can tell you exactly what he's going to end up doing in South America, and it will not be anything he wants to do. There will not be a lot of volitional choices down there in South America for him. He
is going to be on a live feed to some news agency reading words from a screen, and the U.S. governments are like, "Do we really have to go get him?"
He saved the WNBA player, and that didn't really do him. You know what? We're good. We're all good up here. Okay, all right. Also, this is just a quick, just FYI. Dear national government, stop negotiating with terrorists,
please.
Because either keep negotiating with terrorists and close down all international travel, but when you negotiate with terrorists over the lives of American citizens, guess who's not safe when they go anywhere else in the world? American citizens.
Come on,
you idiots.
Yeah,
just American citizens. Like.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
we were just saying that for the FBI agents that are actively monitoring our communication channels.
Oh no, they can listen. Yes, FBI agents, if you could carry that up to your superior.
Yes, that would be great. Thank you. Oh my gosh. We've got to
okay. Yes. So bringing this full circle. That's what Columbia University's critical theory acceptance of the Frankfurt School gets you. It gets you that. Whatever Mr. James was spouting off about. And just as you know, it is canon in this show that sound will come in anytime we want. Anytime. For the rest of us podcast. Okay.
Dude.
These ideas should have been combated by truth long ago. But here we are. So, Christian, know your truth so that you can combat these foolish ideas. But when we don't, and we let an idea take hold and fester, and instead of meeting it with the truth and squashing it, we get these ideas. Now, this person is not for free speech. He's not. This person is not for freedom. He's actually not for freedom of expression. Even though he was very expressive.
Very expressive.
He is a fascist. He is a racist, and he wants to commit genocide. And yet, all he did was, this is critical theory. All he did was then go on for 8 minutes about fascism, Nazism, white supremacy, racism. That was his shtick, even though he is absolutely every one of those things by the words he was actually saying in front of all of us. That's what critical race theory got us. And so I do make the argument that the effects of World War II are still going on and ever reaching. Because if you didn't notice, communism is still doing a great job of horrible things to this day. And critical theory is stronger than it has ever been in our culture. Which leads us all the way to our backyard. So from the halls of academia in Columbia University to Appel Farms in Elmer. So for all of you local listeners, Appel Farm does run a lot of camps, and they have a lot of traffic through their summer camps. They advertise them well. I actually know people that have attended their summer camps and have enjoyed them for their kids. But I don't know that they'll be utilizing them ever again, since their most recent 2024 hiring flyer went out on social media.
Oh my gosh.
Appel Farm Arts Camp. Now, I'm going to assume maybe the other camps are less sexual revolution-y.
I don't know if we can assume that, honestly.
I don't know, because I guess when you're hired for one camp, you'll probably go ahead and sign up to work for other camps. That's how you have a summer job. Nonetheless, what you're seeing on the video is the hiring for summer 2024 at Appel Farm Art Camp. Thank goodness they have a virtual on-the-spot hiring fair. It's not real.
Which means they're definitely not doing background checks, which they probably should. Yikes.
Well, after you read this, you probably think they should do some background checks. Right off the top, they would like you to know, you know what, Jesse, you go ahead and read out this list. I'm just gonna laugh periodically when I think something's ridiculous.
Read it like should I read it like Kyrie or whatever this guy's name was?
Mr. James?
Kamani? Should I read it like
You should
Kamani?
definitely not. I feel like I've mocked his voice enough, and I already feel a little bad, but only a little bad.
All right. So
It was a
so
pretty good
listen.
imitation in my defense. It was an okay imitation.
Yes. No, I mean it is yes. So Appel Farm Arts Camp says that we do camp differently. This is their hiring for summer 2024. They have no fear, everyone, because they
Right
are
off the top.
trans inclusive and gender affirming.
They affirm genders?
Which honestly can't go hand in hand, because if you're gender affirming, you're really only affirming the two genders that actually exist, and then you can't be trans inclusive. But whatever.
I affirm genders. I do.
I affirm all two of them. They are racial equity oriented.
Now, what does that mean?
Maybe Kamani will be featured here.
I was gonna say, dang it, you took it. I was letting you try to answer that. I was gonna say, no, Jesse. What it means is that Kamani James will.
We should tweet him this flyer and see what happens.
They have gender. James, would you like to run the drag choreography? Sorry, haven't gotten there
yet. They have gender inclusive housing options, which is great if you want to do bad things. I guess.
Genders. I agree.
I'm hoping that that's not for the kids, right? It can't be for the kids, right?
Yeah, anyway. No, this is 100% for the kids.
Well, they also have AC in all the living and learning spaces, which, you got to beat that summer heat.
Well, let's be honest, Jesse. If you're leading off with trans inclusive and gender affirming, I don't know if many of those people are going to do real well in the heat. So you got to
definitely not. They're not going
to soft.
People will learn their true gender.
Got to have the AC, man.
They're advertising that all ages and skill levels are learning together, which is exactly what I don't want to hear when I read this flyer.
I don't need that. Can we please separate all of the ages separate? Please, very separately.
Please. They are non-competitive. Just in case your anxiety was getting a little high, they're non-competitive with an emphasis on process, exploration, and experimentation. Hopefully not on one another's bodies, because that is exactly what that sounds like to me.
That is critical theory, by the way. Make your own answers up. Garbage. We don't even want to like oppress you with having an actual reality. We wouldn't want to overwhelm you with that.
2 + 2 is whatever the party says it is.
No, it's whatever Timmy says it is.
Whatever Timmy.
I'm sorry, Timmy. I'm sorry. It's whatever Timmy Day says it is.
Timmy Day says.
Timmy Legion.
Oh, they are looking for bunk counselors.
Oh no,
orchestra, the band, the drag, which includes the choreography and costume, for photography, for video, for costume and makeup, and more.
Just imagine the people answering this flyer are going to take your child and then choreograph them in drag. What the heck? I'm sorry. Go on.
What is that pipeline that people refer to, the something to prison pipeline or something like that? This is the prison to summer camp pipeline, because that's where this is. Criminals apply for these jobs, Justin.
Summer camp for maps.
They're like, well, I can't get close to the elementary schools anymore, but it sounds like I can be hired on the spot at Appel Farm Art Camp.
I love how like they don't intend it this way, but it's very concerning that right after drag choreography and costumes, they don't forget they really need someone to take 35mm photography and videos.
Yes. Well, that's because
that's
they need lead instructors for the 35mm darkroom photography, where I'm hoping that we're not taking pictures in the darkroom, because that would just add to.
I'm hoping we're not letting kids in the darkroom.
No,
Just saying.
Well, it sounds
I'm
like kids of all
saying.
ages are going to be allowed in the
Oh, no.
They're looking for overnight supervision, which I can't
I
imagine why
think they
anyone
will
would
need
do
it.
that.
They will need someone to supervise this camp overnight.
They need a very cisgender male with a gun doing overnight supervision. I'm dying. Doing overnight supervision here because they will need to protect the children from the criminals and probably one another. You can also apply for housekeeping and laundry, which sounds probably the
Like
safest.
it's going to be
thing.
very necessary.
Yeah. And you know what's really crazy is that I feel, I mean, I don't know how you feel about this, Justin. I feel like Elmer is just not the wokest place around here. You know?
No, Elmer is a very farm, love your dog and your truck and your gun kind of place.
It sure is.
Faith, family, freedom kind of place.
Yeah. Not
but not on Appel Farms,
ooh.
Which, by the way, just make it Apple. Come on, like
it might be Apple. We don't really know.
I know it's a name or whatever, but
oh man. So yes, it is. Look, just like the video that the San Francisco Gay Orchestra Choir put on, they are coming for your children.
We'll convert your children.
And that's exactly how they do it. And look, rural America, if you think it ain't coming there, it's coming there because it's in our rural America Elmer. You know,
it's like the Lorax, right? Unless you take the truth and lovingly share it with everyone.
Oh, lovingly doesn't mean like, says.
No, you don't remember? Like at the end of the Lorax, he turns like there's like a statue there's just a statue that says "unless," right? Which was to say, this is what will happen to the world unless you stop abusing it. Right? No, you didn't catch that moral of Lorax?
I can't say I've ever watched the thing from start to finish.
Fair enough. It's a book too, and it's actually quicker to read the book. But it doesn't like so. Unless we lovingly share the truth, and lovingly doesn't mean you have to sound like Kamani James when you say it. It just means you have to share it with people that believe lies. The truth needs to meet the lies. That's what's loving. And yeah, sometimes that won't sometimes it doesn't look like peace and unicorns. Sometimes it looks like there's a conflict. That's okay. But to not speak the truth is to hate someone.
We need to have conflict with these ideologies. We need to. You cannot avoid it.
Yeah, you can't buddy up and you can't be like hug it out with this stuff. This is garbage. This is a genocidal maniac getting upset at a genocidal maniac from history and using him to defend the fact that he should be able to kill as a genocidal maniac. Why aren't there good bagels in Germany? Like, what is wrong with these people? Like, anyway. And that's how it goes from Germany to our backyard in 90 years. That's how it goes. That's how it happens. By the truth not standing up and saying, no, that is a lie. That is an affront to all of mankind. That cannot go forward. That's what has to happen. And we need to have the courage to do just that.
Amen.
Amen and amen.
And
that only took no. Amen and women.
Women.
That's not how that excuse me, Senator, that's not how that works. You know what? It's fine. Just doesn't matter. 3 aides in the back room all fainted immediately. We took it out of the speech. He put it back in this prayer. What's wrong with this man? Why did he pray to Brahma again? Remember, he brought Brahma into it?
Yes, he brought Brahma right in the middle of that.
Stop doing this. All right, we got to end this. Dear Christian, I do hope this was an encouraging time. Plenty of media links for you to check out. There's all sorts of fun stuff to see this week. Woo!
Oh my word.
If you're coming to Elmer, New Jersey, we highly recommend you not visit Appel Farms, but we would love to have you. If you're here on a Sunday at Missio Day Church, we'd love to see you. Reach out to us. We would love to connect with you. We will not be asking you to choreograph any drag dance, or costumes. So that will not be something we would be asking.
Well, we do backs for children, so
we do run background checks for anyone involved in children ministry.
Oh my word.
Anyway, well, Jess, it was good to have you back. I'm glad.
You know what? It was nice to be back. This was a fun night. It was a fun time.
Yeah, this was a great way to ease back into a podcast. That's for sure.
Yikes.
And also scary, but nonetheless, we hope you have been given some courage, Christian, and been just had some, rust, some complacency shaken off of you, and you can go forward with the truth because these lies are out there and they will come to your backyard. And are you ready to speak about it? Are you ready to stand up for the truth? That's the question. Amen.
Amen.
And with that, dear Christian, I hope that you indeed are ready to seize the faith. Seize the faith.